Hey you guys, welcome back to episode 3 of Miche Unfiltered. My name is Michelle.
And I am Brianna.
So I've been thinking, and I was like, what are we going to talk about today on today's podcast? And I wanted to talk about something that you think is, or something that you can't stand, that bothers you.
I have a long list.
You've had enough of.
You don't even have to tell me a topic. I have a list.
The natural hair community. What is it?
Something that really irritates me about the natural hair community, coming in at number one is hair typing. That is such an exhausting conversation, and I'm already over it, and we haven't even gotten into it, right?
Yes.
I can't stand it. I absolutely hate those. Will this work for 4C? Will it work for 4B? Will it work for 4A? I want to see more of this texture.
Yes.
And I'm just kind of like, it's giving, you don't know how to do your hair.
It's giving, why do we have so many categories? Well, what do they mean?
Who created it?
Like, who, yes.
And what are their credentials? Who created that chart?
I don't even know. Like, I'm so lost, and I feel like they keep making up the numbers, and I don't know. Like, it's just too many. I can't keep up.
I think what frustrates me the most about hair typing is the division that comes with it. Because then you have people feeling like their hair is not good hair.
Yeah.
I hate the phrase, oh, well, you have that good hair. What does that mean?
Yeah, and I have 4C, and everybody seems to have 4C hair. And I really would like to get to the bottom of that, because on every video, on every piece of content we put out, will this work for 4C? And you know what? I do understand when you say 4C. You're probably saying that I have a tighter texture.
Correct.
A tighter curl.
And that's fine.
Which I get, but no,
How do you...
one person is not the same as this. Like, we're not all, it's not all 4C, whatever that means.
It's just really frustrating, because why are we stuck in asking for 4C? And then when we do give 4C, where are you guys?
Yeah.
You guys disappear. Nobody wants to see that. Here at Miche, what I like is that, honestly, we don't hair type. It's exhausting. It is, I think there's something that you feel so triggered by when you see someone who has a different curl than yours that you wish you had.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Like, it's just funny. I've had to deal with some of that, being someone with a looser texture. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not looking at you any kind of way. I'm not looking at you any kind of way.
Okay.
I know you've dealt with that. You've been dragged
and I'm just,
so often.
There was, even to this day, I'm like, I don't want to post about my hair because, one, it's fine, and two, it's a looser curl. And I'm just like, am I worthy enough to be in this curl natural hair community? And sometimes I don't feel that way, because it's like, oh, anything's gonna work for your hair, or, you know, just saying mean things. And I'm like,
yeah, they love to drag you all the time.
While I don't understand some of the struggles because I don't have a tighter curl, I can't relate, but at the same time, I have my own struggles, you know? So, and I don't think my hair is better than, like, I wish all the time my hair looked like yours.
And that's very funny, because...
And, like, a tighter curl, because I don't like it sometimes.
While working at Miche and being around you, I realized that there are a bunch of people who probably feel like that they can't do a wash and go.
Yeah.
But they're just not doing it right. And they feel like, oh, I don't have the right curls for a wash and go. It took me understanding how to do a wash and go to see. I always had wash and go hair.
Yeah.
I was just doing it wrong.
You know how many times I hear that? That my hair doesn't do that. It doesn't. And it might not look like mine, but it's going to look beautiful regardless. Like,
agreed.
Like, your hair looks so good.
Thank you. I use Miche. I use our Tropical Oasis Anti-Humidity Hair Dryer. Go ahead. Another thing that I would say is in the hair typing category is when people say nothing works for me. And I just feel like you haven't found a technique that suits your hair, or honestly, you just are doing it wrong.
Or you haven't found Miche yet.
Oh,
you know?
Correct. I feel like you're doing it wrong. And really, I think with your natural hair, it really comes down to 3 steps. Shampooing, conditioning, and styling.
That easy.
Okay? And you know what? You don't have to do it all day to get the best results. But people don't realize that, and they're watching some of their favorite YouTubers
layering all these products,
and they feel like they got to do that same thing. But you know, you might be someone who has fine hair, and you're watching someone who has thick hair layer all these products on, and now you're trying to figure out how come it work for them and not me, because you have to see your own technique. Your curls are different.
Right, and that's why I'm so against this hair typing system, because I'm like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, it comes down to your technique and you practicing and getting better at it. But then when you're like, oh, my hair is just like hers. No, it's not. It might look similar from, like, you know, someone looking at your hair, right? Okay, she has a tighter curl. It's high density, right? You have a lot of hair. But that doesn't mean that it's the exact same. Like, it's just like, you know, everyone's unique. Like, everyone has a different body type. And yes, I could say, oh, she's, like, I'm not a skinny girl, right? And I could be like, okay, well, you know, that body type is my body type. But that doesn't mean that clothes are going to fit me exactly the same.
There it is.
So let's just
I
get
think
out of that.
We need to get out of the habit of doing it exactly how we saw, you know? And I mean, at some point, yes, use videos as a guide.
Reference, yeah.
Yes, a reference. And then, I don't know, use videos as a guide. And then, you know, try it that way once and say, you know what, it didn't work for me. Maybe let me think and try it this way because my curls pop better. You honestly have to try some things.
Yeah, it's trial and error.
Like, if you're using a product one time, you say, oh, it didn't work for me. Well, what went wrong? You don't want to try it again? You're just done? You're just done? I see why people get upset about maybe spending $20 on a product, because you guys are so ready to give up.
Yeah.
It didn't work one time. My hair didn't grow to my butt after using this one drop.
Just a little plug. That's why we do these tutorials and these demonstrations. And we show you guys on real people. Like, we do bring in people too who have regular hair, like, it's not models or anything, just regular people, everyday people, and we show how it's really going to look, and it'll look different on everybody's hair. It's funny because you think, oh, my hair is the exact same, and it's really not. So you have to find what works for you and practice it and get it down, get that technique down, and you'll be all right. And I think a lot of it also comes down to also figuring out, one, what products are going to work for you, definitely the technique, but maybe you just need like a cut to really shape it so you can start wearing your hair out and feel confident in that. But, you know, maybe start with the professional first, get that consultation, get it going, and then want to take the initiative to actually learn how to do your hair. Because I'm telling you, like, the tight 4C, okay, y'all's hair looks beautiful, okay, and wear it out, wear it in its fro, wear it, if you want to define it, however you want to wear your hair, like, in its natural state, go for it. It's beautiful.
Do you feel like hair typing is ruining the natural hair community?
Yes, absolutely.
Why?
For sure. Because I feel like, one, is causing division, right? So everyone is segregated now within our naturally curly hair. And then I feel like it's complicating things. Like, it's making it harder than it has to be. And it really, taking care of your hair is not rocket science. It's just consistency and technique. So yes, I absolutely feel like it is ruining the community, and I wish it would stop immediately. And I say that with love, but I'm tired.
People get so caught up and think the natural hair community consists of a specific type of curl when it's a variety of curls that come in a variety of different shades, if you catch my drift. You know, if you have loose curls, you have waves, you have some type of texture to your hair, you're in this natural hair community. And I think it is difficult to look at I think it's difficult for some women to really accept their curls and look at someone else who has maybe the curls that they want. And then that's where, like you were saying, the division comes in. You're lacking now self-acceptance. Like, you're trying to change what you were born with, and that is a fight that you'll be fighting until the day you die.
Yeah, and, you know, I hate speaking on it sometimes because, like I said, you look at me and you're like, oh, yeah, you don't understand. You don't understand the struggle. And I don't from that angle. But at the same time, I still want that self-love. I want that acceptance to happen because once it starts happening, it becomes easier for the next generation. And that's the same thing I tell my daughter, who has 4C hair, right? Or whatever, she has a tight curl, right? And I really try and preach this to her every single day, because we're back at it again. It comes down to accepting yourself, loving yourself, and finding a style that works for you, that you feel confident in.
I know that when I decided to go natural, it was an adjustment. It was a jump scare. I say that because I'm so used to my hair being straight that when I'm seeing these curls come in, I'm like, okay, it's happening. But it happened too slow because I transitioned. I saw the curls and the straight hair. Honestly, I struggled a lot with accepting my hair for what it was. And another thing that is causing division is length.
Oh, yeah.
People are so quick to be like, I've been natural for 10 years and my hair is still the same. Meanwhile, you've been natural for 10 seconds and your hair is down to your ankles. Like, be mixed.
Hair grows at different rates. I mean, it's so unique. It's not one size fits all at all. And that's okay. And I feel like we almost should take it a little bit out of our identity so much. Like, step back and realize that hair is just hair. Like, I know that's a big thing to say, but like, the more you're attached to it, the more you have feelings around it, the more you feel like you can't do certain things. And I want people to live a little more free. Like, if you want to cut your hair and do a cute cut, if you want to dye it a certain color, it will grow back at the end of the day.
Are you yelling at me?
I'm yelling at myself because you know how long I've been wanting to cut my hair, but I'm just like, no, I'm so attached to it. But I'm just like, it's gonna grow back.
Tell us in the comments, what do you think is one of the biggest things that is dividing the natural hair community, and why? Yeah,
and also let us know how you feel about this whole hair typing thing.
Yeah,
because
it's driving me insane.
Are you guys
I hate it.
Or do you even understand it? Because that's one thing I want to ask you. Like, let's go back to 4C, 3C, but specifically 4C, right? What does that mean to you?
What that means to me is that, okay, your curls are tighter. And when your curls are tighter, they're a bit smaller. So when you're defining your curls, you're defining your tight curl. But to someone else, they'll look and say, oh, that product doesn't work. But those are her curls.
Yeah. And they will say, oh, she's 4C, her hair is dry. Well, that doesn't mean she's 4C or whatever. That just means that you may need to be a little more consistent with taking care of your hair. You know, try and get your healthy hair back. But categorizing into 4C is interesting.
Yeah, like, why we just jump there every single time? And then I will say, the people who comment, this will never work for my 4C hair.
I don't foresee this.
When I go to your page, you don't have tight curls.
Man, you know what is another thing, though? The hair typing police, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Someone will say, I have, let's say, 3C hair. Oh, that ain't 3C hair. That's so-and-so hair.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you so much.
That's why we all are confused, because none of it makes sense. Get out of my comments telling me that.
Hair typing police.
What is that? What is 3C? What is 4A? Like, you could have many different curls on one head.
I literally get triggered when we go on live and people are like, what's your hair type? Immediately I want to skip over you. Immediately I do.
And that's the number one asked question.
Immediately I want to skip over you because I'm just like, you just got here. Are you watching how I'm applying this to my hair?
It doesn't matter.
Are you curious about how this could work in your hair? And why are we, I don't know. When people say, I'm type 4 hair, will this work for me? Will you work for it? Like, I don't know. You are not working that product into your hair. I think, oh, that's another thing.
Yeah, can you
honestly,
we've had it.
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of a lot of people in the natural hair community being sheep. Where are my lions at? Who's going to lead the pack and just try it?
Maybe it's us.
Who just wants to try a product? Like, if I saw, okay, Michelle and I, our hair textures are completely different. But if I walk in, hey, what did you use in your hair? Oh, it looks really good. I would want to try it for myself. There are some people, I don't know if this is you guys, but I know this is somebody I know. If you read a review at a restaurant and the restaurant says, and people at the restaurant say, oh, this is gross, this is gross. Are you just going to be like, no, I'm not going to that restaurant. They said it was gross. Or are you going to be like, wow, it's gross? Let me see for myself and try it.
That's a good point.
I'm definitely going to try it and be like, you guys are right. It was disgusting. But at least I now know.
Yeah.
Versus,
yeah,
which one are you? Which
I
one are
am
you?
definitely the restaurant reviewer. I will be the first to get on Google, Yelp, and on TikTok. Okay?
I'll be like, Michelle, you want to try this place? Did you Yelp it? Dang.
Well, you know, if there's too many bad reviews, that is a sign. But it doesn't mean that it's going to always be bad. Like, things can get better. But, yes, I am definitely that person. But I'm trying to have a more open mind. I think a lot of us are, you know, can relate to that. And if it worked for your loose hair type, well, let me try it on mine. And if you realize, okay, maybe I wanted a little more hold, or whatever you're looking for in your hair, that's okay to maybe change the amount of product or switch the product if it's just really not working for you. But that's after that you've tried it and you worked it through and you've really taken a stab at it.
Agreed. So honestly, we could really talk about this all day. But in order to keep this podcast at a reasonable length, we want to hear from you guys. What is one thing that you feel like is tearing apart the natural hair community? What is something that you absolutely can't stand about being natural? Let's talk about it. And then we're going to do another episode dissecting all of you guys' comments so we can really talk about it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next episode, and we will definitely be talking to you guys in the comments.
Yes.
Bye.